What is up, guys? Super happy for today because we managed to catch something and not give up after the first trade. So let me break it down for you guys. So the key market today was the Russell. The Russell is what gave us a clue on what the price was trying to do today. If you look here on the Russell, price of course had this huge momentum going into today, left behind this 4-hour fair value gap. Remove this. You've got this 4-hour fair value gap right here. So of course this is a clear draw for price to either target or react off of. We're having mixed signals going today. We weren't sure if we're going to be selling towards the fair value gap or just react off and then targeting the London highs, but it was very confusing, and the reason why is because Nasdaq and S&P, we weren't having that full-on bearish momentum to that fair value gap. As you can see, we were hovering above it. If you look here on the side, Nasdaq, this fair value gap is all the way down here, and we've been hovering inside London up until as it seems like it's going for London highs right now. Same thing with S&P, but instead we took out some of those lows, and that's where we get an SMT at the lows. So Nasdaq and S&P, we've got an SMT at the lows right there. Nasdaq pretty much the same, didn't make that low, and so that's why we have that SMT right there. So that was one other indicator. So you can see why we took that first initial sell on US30, thinking we were going to target that fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame, but instead price was just manipulating us and consolidating in all sorts of areas, and we weren't getting the momentum and the setup that we needed, a clear setup, because price was not reacting off of anything clear that I could see. But once we spotted this SMT and we had a look over at the Russell, we could clearly see what price had in store. So around here you could see we didn't have much of a bias towards the buys, and so that's why sells were kind of in order. But we're so close to this fair value gap, we reacted off of it, and therefore our setup was formed. SMT, inverse fair value gap to the upside, and this is a beautiful draw on liquidity, the Asian London highs for the Russell. And so seeing that beautiful reaction after we finally had the 4 o'clock news, we had Powell speaking at 4 o'clock. So taking an early trade was not a wise decision on my part. I was thinking that 4 o'clock was going to be what's going to be pushing us towards sells, but instead we got stopped out at break even. Luckily at break even, and we didn't put our stop higher. As you can see, we have decided to use the paper trading just to keep track of where our trades are. It's just for aesthetic purposes. I'm still currently trading on my phone, and I'm only using TradingView for analysis, and I think it helps to see where more or less I'm putting my stop loss and things if I'm using the paper trading. So I'm starting to use that now, so I hope that makes sense. But yeah, again, I do not trade on TradingView. I don't trade on my PC at all. It's just a preference. But in any case, back to what the overall thoughts and process was on this. After seeing the reaction on US okay, let's call it the Russell. After seeing that reaction, we saw that price was breaking structure at the same time. You can see that more or less lines up where price is breaking structure. If we go on a 3-minute, see price breaking structure, forming fair value gaps as we go along, and we have this inverse fair value gap where price respected and pushed higher, as you can see. And so I was just waiting for price to form the order block and make some sort of proper structure towards bullishness and respecting these order blocks. So that's why I took this trade, because I felt like we were going to keep distributing higher. And so you can see price has been respecting bullish structure, and this was a clear target for me. And seeing how price was hovering around London and Asia highs on the Russell, this was a fair place for me to just end the trade. I wasn't sure if price was going to reach that high, if we were already so close to target here on the Russell, since I'm going off of what the Russell is doing right there. We might go there, but it was best for me to rather take the full profits right here. It's close to 1 to 2. I've got a 1 to 1.9 risk to reward, and I think that's a decent enough trade by itself. We didn't take partials, honestly not necessary, so we took the full amount. And if we go and look at the results, we can see right there, you can see Powell was speaking today, but if you look at the results, we have $51 and $51.54 in total, and that's from our 83 cents break even trade, and then our second trade, which was a full on zero partials, just full on straight to take profit TP. So yeah, successful day. I think I'm gonna be more hesitant on taking partials. I think taking the full amount is better in any case. More money in my pocket. But yeah, I had to be a bit cautious today. Things were a bit iffy with price action. But I think we managed pretty well. And hopefully we can do the same for the rest of the week. I shall see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Cheers, cheers.